Okay.
right?
Yep.
All right.
So we had a question come in from our favorite subscriber, one of our favorite subscribers. I get myself in trouble. Church of Failure. He wanted to know: do we believe that a true free market? Do we believe that a true free market is possible? So,
we actually disagree on something.
Well, we disagree on a lot, but what's your
Lately,
thought?
we've been agreeing a lot on things.
We have been agreeing a lot on things, but do you believe that we both agree that we would love a free market to exist, right?
Yeah.
So we agree on that,
market.
but you're a little bit more pessimistic than I am about
Very
this, aren't you?
pessimistic about the free market.
Okay, so what's your thought on a free market?
I don't think one could truly exist.
Why?
I think that in order to have a government, it will in some way encroach on the market, because you got to fund that government somehow, and that's through taxes. And generally those are done with, or not generally, but a very favorite way for the government to earn tax revenue is through sales tax, right? Or tariffs, which are kind of like sales tax, or sales tax is kind of like tariffs, depending on how you look at it, right?
Sure.
So that infringes on the ability to just do business. Now you have to have these other, you have to keep track of the sales tax and what you owe the government for the value of your thing.
Wrong.
How am I wrong?
I don't believe that. I disagree with you. I feel that a free market is possible. The only way that a free market is possible, though, is through a VAT tax. I believe that a value-added tax on everything that you buy, everything that you sell, well, not everything that you sell, everything that you buy, added. Say it was a 3% or 2% tax on every single item that you bought, whether it be a can of soda or whether it be a lawnmower or whether it be a brand new car. 2% was sent to the government. Now I understand that causes you to have to spend more time and having to work to figure those things out, but I don't think that that's necessarily a market issue as much as it's an accounting issue. I feel that you can keep track of it. I mean, essentially, it's 3% of your gross sales. I mean, so if you sold $1 million this year, you know that 3% of that needs to be sent off to the government. But I agree with you that that's about the only way that you even have a chance of it happening with this crap that we have going on right now. This taxation system we have now, I believe, is theft, personally.
Now, I'm not familiar with VAT, other than I know it's a European thing quite a bit, or it's very popular over there.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a sales tax and a VAT?
A sales tax,
because how you described it, they sound the same to me.
There's really not a whole lot of difference, except for with a VAT, typically it's only on certain goods, on certain things. You don't have like a VAT tax, for example, on so in Trinidad, Tobago, my in-laws lived over there for many years. They would usually have to pay a value-added tax on big ticket items like computers, electronics, cars, and typically on things that were being imported. Sales tax was also on everything that you bought, but I feel that that a value-added tax on all items, I'd be okay with that. But at least I can control how much tax that I paid based on what I decided to buy. But typically, you wouldn't see a VAT tax on smaller, everyday items. There would only be a sales tax on only your big ticket items.
I can see that, but then, as you were suggesting, it's not across the board. So there's this, like, imported items had a tax on them.
Sure, I mean, but they have a tax on them now. We call it tariffs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so
but my argument is that when you have taxes, that influences the price,
right,
of the item, and then you don't have the market deciding the price per se, because if the tariff adds a significant cost to an item that gets imported, well, now you have to choose, do I really want that imported item, or could I do with something that's done locally?
Oh, I mean, but if the local item still has a VAT tax on, I mean, okay, let's say forget VAT tax. Let's forget calling it a VAT tax. Let's call it.
Part of your argument was that there's different taxes on different things.
Well, currently in other systems, I'm saying that if we were going to do it the correct way, there would be one tax, and it would be let's call it a sales tax, right? Whatever you want to call it, but there would be a simple amount that was on every single item. So let's say a 3% sales tax or whatever it might be. I'm using 3% because that's the first number that came to my mind. But it's 3% across the board on every item that you buy. Well, I mean, if you're going to pay 3% on it, if it's a $10 item, you're going to pay $13 for that item. But the market would decide if that price works, because if it doesn't, then you're either going to have to find a way to do that item. The
base price would change.
Huh?
Then the base price would change.
The base price would change. I mean, companies don't pay taxes. I mean, as it stands now, companies, the consumer pays the tax, right? So those increases in taxes for the corporation are always going to be passed off to the consumer. And that's just the way the business goes, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, essentially, I mean, if your taxes are going to go up by $2 per item, the price of the good goes up by $2 per item.
Yeah.
I mean, so I personally believe that a free market system can work. I want to discuss this further, especially if we can get Tim Miller in here.
Oh, yeah, that would be a riot.
I would love to have a conversation with our resident senior boomer, and the what do we call him, the charter member of the big government cartel that. Now we won't say cartel.
Is that what we're calling Miller?
As we'll call him, the charter member of the Boomer.
Charter
member of the Boomer Club. No, but we say that we love Tim. Tim does a great job for us over in St. Paul as our representative. So thank you for that. But if we can get him in here, I would love to talk to him about the free market possibilities, and if we can have a free market. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about it? Would love to have you guys on our Discord. We'll put the address at the bottom of this video, but be sure to subscribe. And that is newproject2.com/out of the darkness. All right. Patreon.com /out of the darkness. Find us there. Hey, come join the Discord. We've always got some pretty good conversation going on there, but I want to hear from you. What do you think? And we would love to discuss it on our live stream and just hear what you have to say about it. Do you believe that it is possible to have a true free market? Do you believe it? I believe it does. Soter, you say that it's not?
I don't think it, in practice, I'm not sure it's going to happen. Not if there's a government.
Yeah. So Soter wants full anarchy, no government. He wants the government to leave. He wants a total theocracy. He wants to answer to God and God alone. So you heard it first here. So we'll wait to hear from you guys.
That's what I do now.
Have a great day, and we will see you guys on Sunday.
See ya.